Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and we're looking here at my Eureka lemon. You can see it's a Eureka lemon. This was one of the ones bought from Eureka, I think about a year ago, not the one that I featured recently. And frankly, it's looking pretty good. The leaves are a little bit pale on it, but you can see it's got lots of new growth coming out here. It's got new growth here, and it's even got some flower buds on it. I'm going to cut off the tip of this stem here. It's got new shoots and growth buds coming out here because I like it to bush out a bit more. But the plant is over 5 feet tall in that small pot, so I'm going to repot it as well. The leaves are a very good size. I've kept it very dry over winter. It hasn't been watered since November, but of course when I put it away the soil was very wet on it. So it's probably taken it 2 or 3 months to dry out, but I certainly need to, I don't need it any taller than 5 feet, so I'm probably just going to take off the top sort of couple of inches. I'll leave the flower buds on it because it's fun to leave those, and I'll see if we can get it to just branch out a little bit more lower down. There don't seem to be any problems, major problems with it. I have noticed on this particular one a little bit of this sap that often oozes out of damaged shoots on citrus. It's not normally a problem, it's just it just seems to be an issue that they sometimes have, but I haven't normally found it's resulted in the death of the plant, and I think it'll benefit from a decent repot into the 511 mix that I'm using at the moment. But certainly we can see all the new shoots coming out here and the new shoots higher up there. It doesn't seem to have any serious health issues in it, so I think that sort of sap leakage is probably where these damaged stems were, and I think that will probably heal up without any major problems. I'm going to give it a wash down with a bit of soapy water with a drop of alcohol in it, just to make sure there's no nasties hiding on it that I can't see. And I'm going to leave it out from now on because it's sort of, we're now into the 3rd week of April, and the forecast for the next week is no colder than about 4 or 5 degrees centigrade at night, so about 38 to 40 Fahrenheit, which shouldn't be a problem for the Eureka lemon at all. But as I said, I'll give it a good feed as well as putting it in new compost, because it does look a little bit pale, but to be honest it was looking that colour all last summer as well, so I think it needs new compost and some regular feeding this summer, and we'll see what happens with it. So thanks for watching the video. I won't bother showing the repotting because you've seen plenty of those, but obviously if it flowers in 2 or 3 weeks time, has a few flowers on it, I'll probably do a short video on that for anyone interested. And that's my Eureka lemon, and that came from New Garden I think early last summer, and put on this huge shoot, grew about 2 feet, all in one big shoot. I think it actually had a lemon on it, but that fell off, which is fine, and we'll see what happens when it gets repotted. And obviously, as I said, I'll keep you updated throughout the summer on anything interesting that happens with the citrus. So thanks for watching the video. Welcome to give me a thumbs up, share it if you think anybody's interested. Please subscribe to my channel, and remember to click on the bell if you'd like updates on my new videos as they come out. I'll catch up with you all in the next video. Brett out for now. Actually, if you're still with me, I decided to come back to this particular plant and go a bit further in the video, because I wanted to show people the problem we get with some of these citrus that come in from Spain. Now, these yew garden plants are supplied by a Spanish grower, and on the whole, as you can see, the roots look very healthy on the plant. But what you sometimes find with these is the initial compost they were growing in is this thick, like browny orange, very fine clay, which is okay for the plants when they're growing in their own country, but tends to cause a lot of problems here because the roots get so clogged up and lacking in oxygen that they can't absorb nutrients from the compost, which is why plants like this one sometimes go a sort of very pale colour because the roots aren't getting the nutrients within the compost. So what I'm actually going to do with this one is hose this off, which I'll try and film myself doing. Now sometimes I put them in a bucket of warm water, but the weather's warmer at the moment, which means the soil, the water in the hose is not too cold, and it won't shock the plant because it's been outside in the summer house anyway. So what I'm going to do with this one is actually wash off as much of this heavy clay, and there's you probably can't see, but there's quite a lot of stones in this natural compost they use. And by doing this, it will allow the new open 511 compost I'm using to get into the plant's roots, and it will allow these roots to break out. And the other advantage of doing this, rather than me trying to take it off by hand and finger, if I do it by finger, I'll break a lot of the roots probably. I mean, but if the water's particularly cold and you don't want to shock the plant, you can obviously just soak them as you've seen me do in a bucket of water. But as the water coming out the tap's not particularly cold, I think this is probably quite acceptable. Let's just turn it over to the other side, because I might as well do this one properly all the way through. Obviously if you stopped the video early you won't have seen this. And this will allow me to give it a fresh start. Look at that chunk of, I don't know if you can see that, there's a great big chunk of wood in the compost, and there's stones in the middle of it here, which isn't a problem. Stones don't cause problems for plants, but obviously a lot of stones in the compost means you've got less compost, or less of the mix. Anyway, I think that's enough for that one. And that will give me a chance to get it repotted, which I'll do now, and obviously we'll come back to that in a minute. So obviously I've finished repotting her now. Cut that little tip off the top. Now the only downside is of what I've just done there, which is obviously hosing all the roots off, is there's the shock to the roots and the plant might result in these new shoots drying up and falling off, and obviously it might result in the flower buds opening, which is no problem whatsoever. I don't need to worry about whether it flowers, and even if these new shoot tips should die off, it won't really matter because it'll send out new shoots again probably in about a month's time. I'm not going to put it back in the summer house. I'm going to leave it outside with the other citrus because the weather's reasonably forecast has been quite mild, as I said, at nights for the next week or two. So we'll put it out, and obviously in the case if we suddenly get a bad frost forecast, then unfortunately I'll have to rush out here and move all the citrus back into the summer house, or find some way to cover them to give them some protection. So again, if you've watched the second part of the video that I unexpectedly tacked on, thanks for watching. Please give me a thumbs up, you're welcome to share it, please subscribe to my channel, and remember to click on the bell if you'd like to know when the next video comes out. I'll catch up with you all soon. Brett out for now.